I am delighted to join you at this ECOWAS Spotlight Initiative on the theme Rethinking Women's Proportional Representation in Governance. I thank the Honorable Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, Right Honorable Hajia Memunatu Ibrahima, for the invitation to be part of this important discourse, which I say is timely and apt, especially at a time when women are agitating for more participatory roles in governance, most importantly when it comes to decisions and issues that concerns the women folk. Having spent 12 years as a member of the upper legislative chamber of this assembly, it gladdens my heart to see discussions like this being brought to the front burner. And I would say it's not a coincidence that your complex is being renovated and then you move your office into the National Assembly. And I believe it's a wake-up call for this 10th Assembly, and I believe we have a very gender-friendly one. Without a doubt, the need for women's active participation in politics cannot be overemphasized. The political participation of women throughout the world still lags significantly behind that of her male counterpart. Today, we are reminded of the critical need to address and overcome the persistent gender disparities in our political systems. Despite the progress made, significant barriers still exist that inhibit the ability of African women to claim a larger stake in the political process. These barriers include deeply entrenched societal norms, systemic discriminatory practices, structural issues within our capability. Quotas have proven to be a powerful tool in enhancing women's political participation. Ensure a minimum number of seats are allocated to women, thereby promoting gender balance. Countries like Sweden, Norway, and Spain have successfully used gender quotas to achieve significant representation of women in their parliaments, leading to more inclusive and representative governance. However, when we compare the data globally, we see that many countries have implemented quotas to improve women's representation in governance. This stark difference underscores the urgency for strategic planning and implementation of effective measures to meet ECOWAS status, requiring 30% women representation in parliament. To fully achieve this across board, we must be seen to walk the talk. For instance, our party, the All Progressive Congress APC, has taken significant steps to remove financial barriers by making nomination forms for elective positions free at the grassroots level, ensuring that capable and qualified women can participate in the political process without the burden of prohibitive costs. Education is the cornerstone of empowerment. By improving access to education for girls and women, we can equip them with the knowledge and skills necessary to participate effectively in political processes. Additionally, raising awareness about the importance of women's representation in governance is crucial. Public campaigns, media engagements, and community programs can help shift societal attitudes and dismantle stereotypes that hinder women's political participation. While quotas and education are essential, enforcement of these measures is equally critical. Government must put in place robust mechanisms to ensure compliance with gender quotas. These include legal frameworks and monitoring systems that hold political parties accountable. Constitutional amendments may also be necessary to enshrine gender equity in political representation. Such amendments would provide a solid legal foundation for women's adequate representation, ensuring that gender equity is not just a policy preference, but a constitutional mandate. And I want to commend my colleague, Senator Oluremi. While in the Senate, she fought really hard to bring this discussion forth. And I told her, I said, instead of saying gender equality, let's deal with gender parity. And I think with men, someone said, I think it was the president of ECOFEPA that said, power is not served a la carte. That quote is actually from my husband, Mr. President. And all my life in the upper legislative chambers, I've noticed that men would fight you as if he's fighting another man for position. So, and when you want power, you have to learn how to obtain power. And maybe this is not the time for it, maybe you discuss it. Younger women that are listening, you need older women to also mentor you. You know, it's not education. You are educated, yes. But when it comes to the terrain of governance and power, you know, there are some unspoken rules. And I think Senator Eriti is there. Good to see you as well. So civil society and women organizations have been at the forefront of advocating for gender equity in politics. Their efforts have led to significant advancement, but more needs to be done. These organizations must continue to challenge discriminatory practices and work collaboratively with governments to create an enabling environment for women's political participation. The journey towards achieving 30% of women representation in our parliament is achievable once we take the bold step to kickstart the journey to an enduring democracy for quality representation. I commend the Federal House of Representatives for passing the bill seeking to reserve 74 seats for women in the National Assembly in a bid to encourage more female participation in politics and governance. I believe that the leadership in the Senate are gender-friendly too. I'm wearing the green instead of the red because I used to be in the red chambers in appreciation to the House of Representatives. I urge the 10th National Assembly to give women the necessary support. Nigeria women are smart and intelligent and can work alongside our male counterparts without friction for the good and development of our country. I thank you all for your kind attention. God bless ECOWAS Female Parliamentarians Association, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
At this point, while we're still applauding, let's keep.
And in every committee assignment, she used to be the first person to attend committee meetings. And I'm saying this with full authority because she was my leader, and she's still my leader, but I had the opportunity of being her chairman in two committees. Her chairman in Committee on Tertiary Education and Trade Fund, and her chairman in Committee on Appropriations. And in each of these committees, she used to be the first person to attend committee meetings. And if there were only two people attending committee meetings, she used to be one person, one of them. And if there was only one person to attend committee meetings, she used to be the only person to attend committee meeting. I'm saying this so that the younger generation will learn from her. The younger generation should learn from her because she explains everything good about public service. Your Excellency, the Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, Hajia Maimunatu Ibrahima, the Deputy Speakers I'm here standing on behalf of the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who wanted to be here, but for the fact that he's out of town, attending another official duty. And I have the privilege to read his address as follows. This is address written by him, and I'm just reading it on his behalf. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues and advocates for change, I stand before you today at this historic ECOWAS Female Spotlight Initiative, where we gather to ignite a transformative movement. Together, we embark on a journey to reshape the narrative of women's proportional representation in governance. In the depths of my soul, I feel the weight of this movement. It is not mere duty that brings us here, nor the obligations of our positions. It is a profound sense of justice that pulses through our veins, driving us to rewrite the course of history. And for me, there's a duty or there's a depth of gratitude owed to womanhood. In the face of adversity, my mother, a pillar of strength and love, single-handedly raised me and my siblings. Her unwavering determination and selfless sacrifices shaped me into the person I am today. She exemplified true leadership, offering guidance, vision, and motivation. Her influence resonates within me, reminding me that women belong in every sphere where decisions are made. Nelson Mandela once said, "Freedom cannot be achieved unless women are emancipated from all forms of oppression." These words reverberate through the corridors of power, reminding us that true freedom remains elusive if we deny women their rightful place in governance. The contributions, ideas, and perspectives of women are indispensable to the progress and development of any nation. To reach the pinnacle of prosperity, a nation must embrace the boundless potential of its women and welcome their invaluable contributions. Gender equality is not a mere aspiration, it is a necessity for the advancement of our society. As a member state of ECOWAS, I acknowledge the importance of women's inclusion in governance and has taken significant strides towards achieving gender parity in politics. We have enacted laws and initiatives that promote gender equality and women's empowerment. The Gender and Equal Opportunities Bill, the National Gender Policy, and the National Gender and Equal Opportunities Commissions are all testament to our commitment to women's political participation and representation at all levels of government. But all parties have also implemented quotas and affirmative action policies to ensure women's voices are heard. Yes, our journey is far from over. Cultural and systemic barriers still impede progress. But I assure you, we'll cross those rivers. Nigeria, a nation beaming with hope, envisions a future where women are not only seen, but heard in the corridors of power. Gender equality in governance and substantial women representation in parliaments are not distant dream, but an imminent reality. We must recognize that achieving gender parity is not solely the responsibility of women. It demands the unwavering support of men. We must challenge gender biases, dismantle patriarchal norms, and foster an inclusive environment that nurtures and values women's leadership in politics. In closing, let us embrace the undeniable truth that women's participation in governance is not just about equality. It is an imperative. It is essential for creating a more just and equitable society where decisions are made inclusively and the rights of all are protected. Nigeria has made progress, but our work is far from finished. Together, let us forge a future where women's voices resound, their rights are safeguarded, and their contributions shape the destiny of our great nation. With unwavering determination, we will redefine the power of women in governance, illuminating a path towards a brighter and more prosperous ECOWAS for all. Thank you for listening.
Sir, wait. Sir, please.
All right.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.